From Pennsylvania,
Dr. Joyce.
Thank you for yielding, Mr. Chairman. One of the worst examples that we have seen showing the incentives in our drug supply chain are broken and don't respond to market forces was the launch of the Humira biosimilars. It was particularly alarming to me to hear from manufacturers that despite the dramatic decrease in list price, they were having problems getting any sort of traction with formulary placement because PBMs preferred the higher cost branded medication because it meant a bigger rebate. We even saw one company in particular launch two products, one at the higher cost and one at the lower cost. And within the same company, they saw that the higher cost drug received more volume. Honestly, it seems insane that given the PBM mission of lowering drug costs, your companies, Mr. Marin, would seemingly prefer to keep prices high. Now, to be fair here, I have heard from employers and the broker consultant companies that they work with to design their PBM RFPs that they often build in rebate guarantees as part of their pharmaceutical contracts. I am concerned that these rebate guarantees, especially considering the aforementioned Humira example, shift drug pricing behavior and incentivize manufacturers to launch at higher list prices and PBMs to prefer that higher list price, higher rebate drugs, even in situations when lower list, lower rebate alternatives might be available. Mr. Marin, can you explain what a rebate guarantee is?
I think it's important. Congressman, Dr. This thing's not working. Hello? Yeah, there we go. So PBMs obviously use rebates to help drive down the cost of drugs. Rebates now must be passed through fully to the employer.
Do you feel that the guarantees that the rebates have play a role in PBMs placing preferential treatment of high list prices over lower list price drugs?
To the extent that occurs, it's because we were able to negotiate a lower price.
Does that generate a
brand
greater
drug.
rebate then?
Well, the issue is what employers choose as the design of their program.
But a higher list price would generate a higher rebate, correct?
Of course.
Mr. Gelfand, do your member companies include rebate guarantees and as a part of their PBM RFP process, and do you feel that these guarantees lead to overall lower costs within the system?
So prior to the legislation that Congress recently passed, a rebate guarantee was one of the few metrics that an employer could judge apples to apples between the different PBMs that they would be choosing to contract with. But as you, I think, are pointing out, choosing the highest rebate guarantee is kind of like going to one of these stores where everything's always 60 or 70% off. You have no context, so you don't actually know if the net price is a good price. We think that that's going to go away thanks to the legislation. It's going to require
Without that
transparency.
legislation, that impact was being felt by businesses, by patients, and by America at large. Mr. Marin, would you say that the report that I will mention, which addresses affordability and insurers and PBMs have an incentive to manufacture and own generic and biosimilar medicines, do you feel that that incentivizes companies to form their own companies to manufacture their own drugs?
No, Congressman. I think PBMs in general believe that biosimilar competition drives down costs. That's what we do. The more biosimilars,
A 2025 analysis performed by the 4-6 Brooklyn found that on a product level basis, Cigna's Quallent Pharmaceuticals offered products that were 33 times higher and more expensive than the average wholesale price based on the cheapest average wholesale price. Do you think this report is accurate?
I'm not familiar with the report, Dr.
Allow me to enter into the record how PBMs can use private label drug products from July's 4-6 Brooklyn publication. Turning to another
that
subject.
objection? So
Vertical integration across our entire healthcare system has become a major concern for this committee. Many members have mentioned this today. Mr. Gelfand, major wholesalers have made acquisitions of oncology and specialty physician practices over the recent decade and are operating specialty group at higher cost oncology and other specialty drugs. How do these acquisitions potentially increase the demand for high-cost drugs?
I know that we're always told that vertical integration is going to lead to efficiencies, but it never actually seems to work out that way.
In this case, does that vertical integration lead to efficiency?
We believe that it leads
Does
to higher
that lead to
costs.
higher costs?
We believe it leads to higher
Does that impact the patient?
That means the patient will be paying a higher out-of-pocket, have higher deductible, higher co-insurance, and higher out-of-pocket max.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My time has expired. I would submit additional questions for review. Thank you all for being here.
Gentleman yields back now.